talking with Tom Satterdahl, and the coach of Jefferson, said, hey, well, is fatigue going to be a problem with this team? He goes, we're not going to talk about it. In fact, he said Fred Baird, who was one of their assistant coaches, said it was like a morning skate for us. We came out here this morning, beat Minnetonka, got the players loose. Now we're getting ready for Burnsville. He says, I don't think fatigue is going to be a problem at all. We'll have to find out.
Well, Mark, fatigue really wasn't a problem with Minnetonka, as you saw in that 3-0 win over Bemidji.
Great condition.
Okay, let's take a look at the Burnsville Braves, the tournament favorite coming in here. And, of course, we start with their goaltender, Kevin Gorg. He's a senior, an excellent goaltender, 18-1-1 on the season. Schrader and Luckraft will be on defense, and then Kelly Ramswick, Burrell, and Finnegan are the front line, and they can score the Burnsville team. They're big, they're rangy, they just have all sorts of balance, and they are the team that everyone's been pointing for.
You talk about the fatigue factor. Tom Osicki, the coach of Burnsville, said we got to bed later than Jefferson did, so maybe it'll affect us more.
Burnsville and Jefferson coming up live from the St. Paul Civic Center morning session.
Well, you would think that Minnetonka had to be favored the way they were playing in the overtime, but I'm not as surprised as them being here now as I would have been had they won last night. Last night it just seemed that Minnetonka had a great deal more skating legs left. They seemed to be stronger going into the overtimes and continuing in the overtimes. This fella, Tom Moran, is the only reason why Jefferson's here tonight. But the game was suspended, and that's something that's in the rules. That's the way it is. And I'm certain that Jefferson was very happy about it, because Tom Satterdahl referred to the fact that some of his players were cramping up, and maybe they wouldn't have been able to be used. The big question there is, well, is the player getting cramps and not able to play any different than the player getting his ankle hurt or wrist hurt and not able to play? So it was a good break for Jefferson. We can't deny that. But it still does say a great deal about this Jefferson Hockey Club, that they were able to regroup, get strong, come back and win the game. And this is a very, very solid hockey team, the Jefferson team. They play extremely well. And this fellow in goal tonight, Kevin Gorg, I believe is going to get tested, because there are some good skills up front for the Bloomington Jefferson Hockey Club.
All right, let's meet the starting lineups for the Jefferson Jaguars and the Burnsville Braves. And now here are your starting lineups. First, let's meet the Braves. In goal, number 21, Kevin Gorg. At defense, number 6, Mike Luckraft. At number 7, Kevin Schrader. At center, number 8, Herm Finnegan. At wing, number 9, John Burrell. And number 10, Kelly Ramswick. Coaching the Braves, Tom Osicki. And now let's meet the Jaguars. In goal, number 35, Tom Moran. At defense, number 3, Rick Guillen. And number 6, Steve Eggleston. At center, number 15, Kurt Svensson. And the wings are number 18, Scott Erickson. And number 19, Mike Finnerty. Coaching the Jaguars, Tom Satterdahl. Your officials for this game are Bob Tuck and Bob Zelke. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to stand and join the Burnsville High School Band under the direction of Rod Ellingson as they lead us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Chris, I know one very interested spectator tonight, John Mariucci, watching from the University of Minnesota Hospital, is going to be quite proud. Early in the season when he was looking at all the high schools, he came back and he says, Louis, he says, you know, I live in Bloomington, but wait until you see this Burnsville Hockey Club. When those two teams meet, it should be really an exciting game. While he's watching tonight, John, I know you haven't eaten in quite some time. I went over to Mancini's and had a steak for you and one for me, so I hope you're feeling a little better tonight as you watch this game.
That might not make him feel a whole lot better, but I'm sure the action on the ice tonight will. Bloomington, Jefferson, and Burnsville. And I'll tell you what, this Burnsville team hasn't changed a whole lot in a couple of years. There are some different faces, but it's been a process where Tom Osiki has fit some players in over the past 3 years, but nothing's really changed. They've been a great team. They were the runners-up in '83, losing to Hill Murray in the championship game. They were here in the tournament last year, and now they're hoping for another shot at the state title here in 1985.
They're one team that really exudes a great deal of poise. Just looking at them on the ice, skating around, handling the puck, they've had a great deal of confidence, and justifiably so. When you look at their record, you look at their strengths, you look at the way they play the game, and as we saw in the short last night, you look at the dedication, you realize that they come in with a good amount of confidence, and they have really got a solid hockey team to back it all up. At the same time, a great deal of tradition, a well-coached hockey club, that Jefferson hockey team. Tom Satterdahl has them playing extremely poised. Last season, I think, it was in November, I went over and saw Jefferson play a team from Regina, outside of Regina, Saskatchewan, the very fabled, as you know, Notre Dame high school team. They came down and Notre Dame won a 2-1, but just the job that Satterdahl did with this hockey club showed you the type of coach he is. He knows how to take advantage of the weaknesses. At the same time, he knows how to make sure to use all the strength that his team has. And that's why they can give this Burnsville team a good game.
Jefferson were the champions in 1981, and we're underway as these two teams battle for a berth in the state final tomorrow night. It is Finnegan, Ramswick, and Burrell starting for Burnsville, and the first shot on goal, a backhand by Hearn Finnegan, is stopped by Tom Moran.
And you can expect Burnsville to do that every time the puck is shot to the net. Their forwards go to the net quite well. They go for the rebound. They go for screens. They're big and strong. They're going to be tough to keep out of there. That's where the keys for Jefferson come in their defense. You see how they have to make sure that Jefferson forwards don't get to that goaltender.
From the faceoff, Svensson kicks it to the blue line, but it's kept in by the Braves. Burrell takes his man to the boards. This is Finnegan up with it. Finnegan feeds Ramswick the shot. It's on the line, and Moran kicks it to the corner. Close call there, and a good start for Burnsville.
Burnsville applying the kind of pressure you would expect them to. They've got very good quickness up front and good size, and every time they get in that shooting area, they're using it. Moran being tested early, but he made a save on that fella, number 10, Kelly Ramswick, right from the side, and the rebound just hit the pipe and was cleared away. You saw Moran get a piece of it, not enough of it to keep it from going forward, but it hit the pipe.
From the face-off, they battle at the top of the circle, and now the puck comes out to center, and that is Brock Rendall, the hero of this morning's fourth overtime period. The puck up on the mesh, and they'll get a whistle and a face-off outside the blue line. And what a story he is. Rendall will undergo knee surgery next week. He has torn ligaments in a knee, but wanted to play in the state tournament and has just turned in an outstanding performance.
A lot of it comes in the bloodlines. His dad was a very dedicated worker in college. Worked hard continually, and you see Brock plays the same way. Very, very hard-nosed hockey player.
Granato along with Ferreira and Bloom up front for Burnsville. It's Beatty, Rendall, and Brent for the Jefferson Jaguars in white. And this is Brent feeding it ahead to Pat Beatty. Beatty feeding it on the right wing. That's Rendall over the line. Now Beatty follows up his shot, and there's the first save by Kevin Gord.
It looks like Jefferson has come out and wanted to put a few shots on the net for Burnsville. Rendall took one from 65 feet, and right now Beatty takes a shot from the wing, hoping for a rebound. He's not on a good shooting angle right there from the board, so he hopes that just the shot goes on the net, and the rebound's going to come out front to Brock Rendall, but Kevin Gord played it smartly, held on for the faceoff.
Face-off to the left of Gord, and it's Jeff Laban on the draw for Jefferson. He's out there with Todd Olson and Mike Gengler, who has been moved into this third line and has done a good job. Number 9, he has the puck now, shoots it into the corner, and they go in forechecking. That's Olson behind the net. He is bodied by Mark Osiki. That's the son of Coach Tom Osiki of Burnsville. And now Schultze over on this near side to Mark Osiki. Back to Scott Schultze. Schultze off the boards, and it goes out to center ice where Granato goes after it. But the Jaguars come up with it. Olsen backhands it in the zone. A delayed offside. But Burnsville clears it to center. And that offside is negated. This is Ferreira clearing it down into Jefferson territory. And the Burnsville Braves make a line change. Rick Guillen up ahead to Todd Olsen. That's broken up. It's cleared in offside. 13:10 left first period. There's a break in the action. We'll be right back with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Featherstone's an interesting story. Talked to Tom Osiki about him after an impressive sectional game. And he said that Featherstone didn't make the original team, was asked to be one of the extras if he wanted to be as a senior, and Featherstone came back and said, yes, I'll try and play my way onto the team. Got his opportunity, and he's been a starting center ever since. Done a good job, number 11 for Burnsville. Carlson clears it around the boards on the far side. Finnerty off the boards, and it comes out to center ice. Kurt Hammond hands it off there. It's cleared forward. Branson goes after it. This is Branson just over the line, and he can't get loose, and it's cleared out to center ice. Finnerty couldn't corral the pass, and the Braves send it back in. Back to get it is Mike Mulligan. Mulligan on this near side to Scott Erickson. His pass is intercepted. This is John Burrell turning, shooting, didn't get much on it. And Moran steers it to the corner, and now Jefferson just lofts it down the ice. And this should be icing against the Jaguars.
Chris, last night we saw a great deal of line matchups when Coach Satterdahl seemed to keep Swenson's line against Walsh's line all night long. Thus far tonight, he's been content to just allow the lines to come out there. We started with Swenson's line against Finnegan's line, but since that time we've had a change. He had them out against Featherstone's line. So now Burnsville coming back with their high-scoring line against Pat Beatty's line of Bloomington. Apparently Satterdahl not too concerned who plays whom thus far tonight.
Face off to the right. Tom Moran, who holds on to the puck as it slides to him. WCCO television production facilities have been provided in part by Hilltop Trailer Sales in Northwest Minneapolis, a leader in the RV business since 1951. From the face-off, the puck goes to Guillen. Guillen bounces it off the boards past Beatty out to center ice, and Burnsville clears it back in, and now it comes to center. Kevin Schrader over on that side to Mike Luckcraft. He clears it down in deep into Jefferson territory. The Braves forechecking here, and they try and keep it in at the line, but it's knocked out, and here comes Beatty. Beatty, a good lead pass for Rendahl over the line. Now Beatty follows up. He's checked, and Schrader turns back. Just clears it out to center ice. Kevin Schrader bumped there. Now Guillen and Schrader bump together, and Mulligan just backhands it down into the Burnsville zone. 11 minutes, 32 seconds left to play. First period scoreless in this semifinal game between Jefferson and...
He had one real good flurry keeping Burnsville off balance. Overall, though, Burnsville still looking with a little more poise out there than Jefferson, but they know they're in for a tough hockey game here tonight.
Back to the point. Schrader clears it into Burrell, centering it. Moran just chopped at it, got it into the high slot. And Pat Beatty starts back for Jefferson. This is Beatty over the line, working against Schrader. Beatty goes down, a pair of sevens fighting each other there. And now here comes Burnsville. Finnegan has it. Burrell loose on the right side, and Finnegan's pass just hopped over his stick. Now the Jaguars start back as things start to open up. Big Pat Beatty knocks it into the zone as the Jaguars make a line change, and Burnsville turns in their own zone. A lead pass up ahead to Mike Travelant. He clears it down into the Jefferson zone, and they make a line change. Both coaches seem to want to get these changes in every 30 seconds to 45 seconds early in the going. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first period. And now it's Ferreira clearing it to the line, and it's called on the offside.
Each team getting control of the puck, just content to get the blue line and trying to put it in. The close checking is going to prevent them from making short passes in that center ice area. And right now, the key is to try and get the puck in the zone and forecheck. If Jefferson's going to beat Burnsville, they're going to have to put that puck in the Burnsville zone and give those defensemen a tough time when they go back for it.
Carlson banked it off the boards. This is Lavin inside the Burnsville line. Lavin goes after it with Gangler, and it's put it up high over the glass and out of play. There's a break in the action. We'll be right back with the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. Face off to the left of Kevin Gorg in the Burnsville goal. And from the draw, it comes back to Finnerty. He had trouble setting up, and his shot goes high over the net. Erickson bumping with Osiki as Schulze tries to clear the zone. Can't do it here. It's in front for Erickson, who rolls it wide. Erickson puts it into the goal crease. They pile up, and now it comes back to the point. There's a shot which almost gets through. Now Svensson tries to center it in front again. Good pressure by the Jefferson Jaguars. Burnsville having trouble clearing it as Finnerty almost deflected that shot towards the goal. And finally, it's cleared out to center, and back come the Burnsville Braves over the line, offside.
And just barely coming down the right side, Steve Ferrara saw that his centerman had the puck, and he tried to take the defenseman out. As he did, the defenseman just relaxed off the pressure, sagged back over the blue line, and Ferrara went with him, causing the offside. But good pressure by Jefferson, getting a couple of opportunities. You've got to watch that Svensson around the net. He's quick with those hands, and he gets you some chances.
Featherstone, Branson, and Travelin out for the Burnsville Braves as an icing call is charged against Jefferson, and the face-off will come down deep in the Jaguar zone. 5:36 left in a scoreless first period.
In this face-off zone right now, you see number 11, Kevin Featherstone, will be taking the face-off for Burnsville. If that was Svensson, every now and then for Jefferson, watch him. He goes right towards the net rather than drawing it back. He could be dangerous that way.
Svensson against Featherstone. And from the draw, it comes back to the Jaguar defenseman, who clears it. Actually, just dumps it into the center zone. That was Eggleston, and now Burnsville puts it back in. Eggleston and Guillen are the defensemen here. Rick Guillen's had a good tournament for Jefferson so far. Now it's Rendon giving it away as he's having trouble with the forechecking of Featherstone, and they go to the boards and tie it up for a faceoff.
You were talking about Rick Guillen just previously, Chris. Fred Barrett says that he made great strides as we see him go off the ice this year. He was a defenseman that just seemed to progress and get better and better as the year went along. He had good size. He knew he could take the body, but he got much better with the puck, and they're really pleased the way he's come along for Jefferson this season.
When you're a mobile defenseman that's 6'3" and 185 pounds, scouts are going to be interested, and I understand they are. Mike Mulligan clears it around the boards to Tom Carlson. Carlson feeds it ahead, and this is Gingler. Gingler moving inside the line with the shot, scores! Mike Gingler, and Jefferson has the lead.
Well, coming up the right side, Gingler taking that pass from Mulligan, crosses the blue line. He's a left-hand shot on the right side, so he goes to his good shooting area into the slot area and just handcuffs Gorg with a shot from the top of the circle. You see Gingler coming on the right side, cut to the middle now. He lets the wrist shot go. Not a screen shot at all, but from the top of the circle, handcuffs Gorg and puts Jefferson out in front. 1-0. Good move by Gingler, cutting into a shooting area where he's got a good, really look at the net. He can put the puck on the net. You see from Gorg's view what Gingler is doing. He takes that shot and just handcuffs him. Gorg moving across with his glove. He actually should have taken that with the upper part of his body. You can't reach across your body with the glove and expect to make too many catches. Take it with the front of your chest and have the rebound fall down in front of you, and you could either play it or freeze it.
Because he reached across, it forced his body to kind of angle, and that opened the net up for that goal by Mike Gingler. That's his first of the tournament, and Gingler, who was a fourth-line reserve player for Jefferson, has found a home on the third line and comes up with the opening goal of this semifinal. That has to be a little unsettling for the favorite and #1 ranked Burnsville Braves. Here's Luckcraft up to Schrader, and Schrader with a nice move. The senior defenseman works his way to center. Schrader in over the line, winds up, and the shot goes wide. It comes around on the near side boards. Finnegan at the line. His shot kicked out. Burrell looking for the rebound. It's cleared into the corner. Good pressure here by the Braves. Top line of Finnegan, Ramswick, and Burrell. Now Jefferson comes back, but we've got a man down behind the play, and I think a penalty upcoming against the Jaguars.
Rick Guillen will be going off for interference.
With the score, Jefferson 1, Burnsville nothing. This is Hockey 85, live from the St. Paul Civic Center.
He cleared the puck and made a fine play in front of his net, broke two of his people away, went over and knocked one of the Burnsville forwards down. He's getting an interference penalty. Burnsville on the first power play of the evening.
And Burnsville was 1 for 3 in their game last night against Bemidji on the power play. Guillen in the penalty box. An interference call at 10:51. And out on the power play, this is Osiki clearing it ahead to Scott Bloom. Bloom, an all-Metro player, number 15, and a junior. Good-looking winger lost control of it, and now in the center ice zone, it's Finnerty knocking it right in on Kevin Gorg. And Svensson and Finnerty, the penalty killers, go to the bench as they make a line change. Jefferson was 1 for 1 killing penalties last night against Minnetonka.
And Jefferson puts a little pressure on you, and that's unsettling Burnsville at this point. They're not just waiting for them back at the blue line. They're trying to force that pressure, make them make a pass, hopefully a bad pass, and that's what's happening right here. Continuing to get some turnovers. Burnsville not getting any opportunity to get across the blue line and gain control.
They haven't really been in Jefferson's territory, and there's over a minute gone in the penalty. Now a pass ahead to Granato over the line. Nice back pass. Here's Bloom moving in, and his shot was blocked on a fine play by Carlson. It comes out to center ice, and the Braves make a change on their power play alignment. This is Kurt Hammond feeding it on the left wing. Featherstone in over the line with the shot, scores! Power play goal, Kevin Featherstone, and it's tied 1-1.
And Jefferson getting caught, not moving up on the play quick enough, allowing Burnsville to get that pass over to Featherstone. He crosses the blue line, lets a bullet go. A good hard drive that just flew right by Moran. Fine play by Burnsville. You'll see Burnsville crossing the blue line right here. Featherstone had enough time to gain the top of the circle. The Bloomington Jefferson defense hadn't moved up quick enough on the play. Watch how much zone they give him. They've given him 30 feet, and that's a good shooting area for a fine slap shot that Featherstone takes. Moran just getting beaten by a good hard shot. Tying this game for Burnsville. 1-1 is Kevin Featherstone.
When you see Moran out as far as he was, you wonder where Featherstone saw the room, but he certainly found it with a great shot. And it's a 1-1 tie with 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second period, or in the first period, and that's the first goal of the tournament for Kevin Featherstone. Treichel and Hammond will get assists on the goal by Burnsville, and now Guillen tries to tie it up in the corner. Guillen knocks it free. Rick Guillen, number 3 for Jefferson, feeds it ahead looking for Todd Olson. That pass failed to click, but Olson gets it anyway in the center zone. Here's Olson clearing it into the Burnsville zone. Puck around the boards. Forechecking is Gengler, the goal scorer for Jefferson, but it's cleared out to center ice. And now Featherstone is after it. He loses possession, and Vic Gengler clears it right back in. Treichel with possession. Up ahead to Featherstone. Featherstone works his way over the line once again. Nice back pass there, but it failed to get through to Branson. Featherstone at the line, has to wait for his teammate to come onside. Now moves it back in. Good collision there at the blue line, but the Jaguars come up with the puck. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the first period as Schrader goes back. Gets it across to Luckcraft. Up on the left wing, here's Ramswick. Rink wide pass. Burrell is in free. John Burrell shoots, and he put it over the crossbar. What a great passing play, though, as Burrell was sent in alone. Now the puck out in front again. Finnegan tried to get possession, and Jefferson breaks out. Here's a 2-on-1 break. It's Finnerty, the shot, rebound, and it's cleared away by the Burnsville Braves.
Well, end-to-end action. First Burrell and then Finnerty, each having a good chance, but the goaltender's making the save. Burrell really turned on those burners to get in all alone. That was one of the prettier plays of the evening. Then Finnerty coming right back down to give Jefferson a good chance.
Under a minute to play in the first period. Puck in the Jefferson zone. Guillen clears it up the boards and out to center ice. Schulze in the center ice zone. Ferreira's fall down. Going after the puck is Granato. And now it's back to Schulze. Cross on the near side to Osiki. Osiki up ahead, and there's a good body check by Eggleston, but moving in over the line of the Burnsville Braves. Granato at the blue line just flips it towards Tom Moran. 21 seconds remaining in the first period, and the Burnsville Braves would like to get a face-off. Now they pull it free. Here's the shot from Osiki, and it was knocked down in front, and the Jaguars clear it to center. Rendall is there. He just backhands it down into the Braves zone with 6 seconds left in the first period, and that should do it. As they carry it out, it's flipped into the center ice zone, and that is the end of one good period of play, and it's all tied up Bloomington Jefferson won, and the Burnsville Braves won.
An excellent period of hockey, Chris. End-to-end action. It got more wide open as the period went along. Something we expected, a great deal of solid body checking by both defense combinations. And Burnsville getting the tying goal on a power play after it looked like Jefferson was not even going to allow him in the zone. A fine period of action, some solid hits, real good goaltending by each goaltender when they had to make a key save near the end of the period. Good speed, good action. I think you're going to continue to see that for the rest of the night.
Well, this is a championship semifinal matchup, and we should be in for a great meeting as these two teams continue to battle it out. It's 1-1 after 1. Let's go down to sports control.
Okay, Chris, I think overall Tom Satterdahl of Jefferson has to be happy with the performance of his team in that first period, considering that maybe they'd have an emotional hangover in the wake of that very emotional victory over Minnetonka that took 2 days.
Well, it has to be disturbing to have to get up early in the morning, play the game, then go back to your hotel. Your entire routine is disturbed, and they're just playing an excellent hockey game. We're 1-1 after 1.
I think the sight of those Burnsville uniforms got Jefferson ready for this game. They are old rivals. This is the rubber game of their match this season. Both teams have won one game. Burnsville defeated Jefferson 10-0 earlier this year.
Unbelievable. It's hard to see how they could win that game 10-0. Yeah.
Let's go out to Tom Hanneman right now with his special guest. Tom, who do you have?
Thanks, Mark. I've got a bunch of special guests, actually. The family and friends of Jefferson senior defenseman Rick Guillen. And Mr. Guillen, were you here last night? We've talked about the long game last night against Minnetonka, how the players were tired. How about the fans?
We were exhausted. We were pretty hot and working hard. We felt we worked as hard as they did down there.
You folks were here this morning as well, then?
Oh, yes, we sure were. Several of us.
Now, I
It was great.
assume none of you obviously were disappointed that you showed up today.
No,
I quit my job to be here tonight.
I
really did. I wouldn't miss it at all.
That's the kind of dedication you'll find here at the hockey tournament. Well, we'll never forget the third game of the tournament here at Channel 4, Jefferson and Minnetonka. In fact, to commemorate the game, we put together some T-shirts. Yes, we survived Game 3. Back to you guys.
You couldn't read it, but that's what it does say. We survived Game 3. And, of course, Brock Rendell of Bloomington Jefferson was the one that finally did end it all a couple of minutes into the game. We had to get back here early for 2 minutes of hockey.
I want to hear more about that lady who quit her job to be here tonight.
I imagine there are a few of those.
This is Hockey 85, continuing St. Paul Civic Center, where Burnsville and Jefferson are tied 1-1 at the end of the first period. Of course, the reason Jefferson has made it this far is the goaltending of Tom Moran, who was absolutely spectacular last night against Minnetonka. He picked up right where he left off again tonight against Burnsville. Opening seconds of the game, he makes a big save on Herm Finnegan. Actually, the puck went off the pipe there, but Moran was in great position. He is a terrific goalie to watch, Mel.
No question. There were actually at both ends. Again, it was end-to-end hockey, and not only did Finnegan hit the post, but on the Burnsville end, number 15 Scott Bloom had a breakaway. Moran made the save there.
Jefferson scored the first goal. They were really forechecking effectively, and then Mike Gangler, number 9 here, a good wrist shot that seemed to handcuff Kevin Gorg at this point. That made it 1-0 Jefferson. Another look at it. A left-handed shooter. Gorg didn't have a good chance to knock that one away, so Jefferson grabbed the lead, 1-0.
Then on the power play, the equalizer at 1-1. Number 11, Kevin Featherstone there at 2:30 left in the first period. Now Featherstone let go a good shot right here, and he had a couple of hat tricks in the sectional, so he can score, and he had trouble making the team earlier.
I'm not sure if Moran ever even saw that shot. He really didn't even have a chance to react to it.
So it is 1-1. I don't know what the shot's on. We can maybe take a look at the saves. I would have to say Burnsville applied more pressure as we do take a look at the saves. And Moran of Jefferson did have 8 saves, and Gorg of Burnsville had 5.